Hello YouTube, this is Gangsta Mac, and I'm here trying to tell you guys what to do with the Gravekeeper deck. I made a Gravekeeper deck vid a few days ago, and now I'm making a video showing you how to use it. And I really didn't get much response on that last video, guys. I mean, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Do you like me doing two videos for a deck? Do you want it just all in one at the same time? I don't know, I need your opinion, guys. Come on, okay? I'm going to start off with the monsters here. And Recruiter, he's the main monster you're running 3 of. He's like a Sangan, right? He searches the monsters out. He's really easy to get in the graveyard with Descendant. I'll go over that later. But if you can have 3 Sangans in deck, can you imagine how much better it would be? Yeah, it's pretty hardcore. Search him out, discard him anyway. And with him, you would either search Commandant, which is my next monster, or a Descendant, whichever situation you're needing it for. The reason you'd want Commandant is so you can search out Necro Valley. Now that's the another one of the main cards in the deck. It's a spell card, field spell. It gives your Gravekeepers 500 attack and defense, but that's not why it's good. It locks down the graveyard. So if your opponent tries to target something in the graveyard, they can't. Or if they try to remove a card from play, they can't. Right? So it's just really anti-meta, and seeing an anti-meta part in a meta deck makes it really good. So you'd search that with him, or he's just a 21 beater if you already have a Necro Valley. Next monster, Spy. He's also 3 because he's a searcher. You just set him down, 2000 defense. If you have Necro Valley, he's 25. Really hard to get over. It's possible, but really hard still. And with him, you'd either search Recruiter or a Descendant. And next card, Descendant. He, oh man, I'm only running 2. Because 3 can get a bit inconsistent, you know. What he does is by sending one Gravekeeper, one face-up Gravekeeper monster you control, except this card, you can destroy a card your opponent controls, right? So what you would do is get him out by either by summoning or searching with him, Spy, right? You summon him, activate his effect, send that to the graveyard, and get that to your hand. With him, you can send this to the graveyard to search a Necro Valley. Really good combo, and you get a destroy a card of your opponent's. So it's an automatic +1. Really good. Assailant. This adds a bit more aggro to the deck, as when Necro Valley is on the field, he gains a 500 boost, and when he declares an attack, you can switch the position of a monster your opponent controls. Yeah, you can change his battle position from attack to defense, from defense to attack, so he can get over a Stardust if he's pumped enough. Really easy, right? Because most monsters that have a really good attack normally don't have that great of a defense, and unless they got some tricky cards like Book of Moon or whatever, you'll be able to get rid of them pretty fast. So that adds a bit of the aggro. Spear Soldier is another part of the aggro. He is a piercer, and what he does is if he attacks a monster in defense position, he does damage as if it were an attack position. Again, you can run over stuff, right? Book of Moon something and run it over, or if it's like a Plague Spreader that you have to run over, just summon him out. I'm only running 1 because I don't find all the times I need to use him, but when I do, I can very easily search him out with a Recruiter or a Spy somewhere here. Yeah, right there. So I can get him out when I need to and just pierce, right? Next 2 cards are tuners. I got Plague Spreader Zombie and Flamevale Magician. Plague Spreader nice because he's a level 2, and I'm thinking of reconsidering using him, but so far he's been pretty good. And Flamevale Magician now, he is a boss, right? Level 4 Spellcaster. And this matters because I'm using Solidarity in this deck to beef up my monsters a bit, give him an extra 800, and if I have him in the graveyard for synchroing with, let's say, any of these, like, almost 20 monsters, I can bring out a Stardust or a Red Dragon, and from there the game is pretty much mine. I've never lost a game when I've gotten a Stardust out so far. Red Dragon, I really haven't gone for him if I had the option to go for a Stardust, so Stardust is better. Moving on to the spells. I got 3 Book of Moon. Book of Moon is awesome because it's a staple. Another thing that I really like it for, like if I didn't have spies in this deck, Gravekeeper spies, I would not use it. The reason I do though is because I like reusing my spies effect. There we go. If I have a spy out and they flipped it, right, I would search, let's say, well, recruiter, okay? Spy would stay on the field though because they attacked with, let's say, a 1900 because they're stupid. They don't know how to play against Gravekeepers, right? And I have 3 Book of Moon set. Flip them face down during their turn with 1 Book of Moon. My turn, flip them face up, search another recruiter, flip them face down with another Book of Moon. And then I can summon a Descendant, sack 2, that's a +2 for me, -2 for them, and I get whatever I want from most of this general area. So, 3 Book of Moons. Next card, it's talking about Necro Valley. Gives your monsters 300, give your Gravekeepers 300 attack and defense boost. Cards cannot be targeted in the graveyard, and cards cannot be removed from the graveyard. Really good anti-meta card. Next, Gravekeeper Stele. 2 of them, because, well, what it does is you can select 2 Gravekeeper monsters in your graveyard and get them back to your hand, and it's not affected by Necro Valley. So that's really good. I use 2 Stele because most of the time, during late game, I realize that I'm out of Gravekeeper monsters, and they're all in my deck because I searched them out so much with all of this mostly. There's a lot of searchers, cards get up in the graveyard real fast, and it's hard to get them back. I was thinking about Potter of Avarice, but I didn't like it as much as Gravekeeper Stele because you get them straight to your hand, and you can use them when you need them. Really good for searching commandants, by the way. Where's my commandant? Hold on. Here we go. Yeah, you dump 2 commandants to search 2 Necro Valleys, or whatever, and use Stele to get them back, and so you just got a +2 or something. It's a plus something, so it's good. Don't worry about it. Alright. Next card, Solidarity. It's talking about beefing up monsters, right? It gives you an 800 boost for every spellcaster you have. Every Gravekeeper monster is a spellcaster. Boosts them up really fast. Drop 1 of these and a Necro Valley, which is really easy to do. I do it all the time. 2800 beater on almost all the Gravekeeper monsters. It's ridiculous, right? Drop a second one if you have a chance. Oh man. It just gets crazy, right? And most of the time I use these against little kids, because I have a lot of little kids at my locals. They're pretty bad. I mean, they have decent decks, but if you can have a huge beater and run over their monsters, it's a win for you. I normally side them out against other really, really good people and really competitive decks, like Scraps or another Gravekeeper deck or Blackwings, but still, use them. Dark Hole, staple, just blow up the field, right? It's good. Allure of Darkness, you're running Darks. You need Allure of Darkness. Draw power is good. And Royal Tribute. I was gonna have 3 of these, but I couldn't find 3 of them. Like this is the only one that I had, and that's because I bought a PGD pack earlier on, like a few years ago. So I got lucky pulling this, and I'm trying to find more. But 3 is always better. Traps, 3 Red Spirits. This is the Call of Haunted of Gravekeepers, just it does not have to stay in the field. You activate it, it's done, right? Select a Gravekeeper monster, special summon it, not affected by Necro Valley. It's ridiculous. And since you're searching a lot and have a lot of Gravekeeper monsters in your grave at almost all times, it's ridiculous, okay? 3. 3/7 Tools. As I was saying earlier on my last video, 3/7 Tools is ridiculous, right? Ridiculous! They try to Mirror Force, Bottomless, D-Prison, whatever. I have a lot of those little kids that like to pull little shenanigans on me. I just 7 tools, right? It wins games. You go for game and you're set. If you have 3/7 tool set, they can't do nothing about you. Bottomless Trap Hole. As I was saying before, also, I prefer it over Solemn Warning because it's just a bit more consistent. Yeah, it's not negated, but who plays Kaises anymore? Seriously, retards only. Solemn Judgment, it's staple, it's hardcore, right? Wins games. And then Mirror Force wins games. And Royal Oppression. And I know people are going to be raging all day long about, yeah, you special summon a lot. You got those spies in the graveyard and the special summon and synchros. Yeah, just be careful with it. I mean, use it when you need it. And if you use it, just make sure that you know that you're not going to be special summoning the rest of the game, unless they're at lower than 800 or at 800. I mean, seriously, common sense, guys. That's the basic definition of how to play a Gravekeeper deck. Comment, rate, subscribe, please. I need your comments, guys. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. If you want a deck video on this, showing you how to use it, like going through the hands and what you should and should not be doing. That's about it. Gangsta Mac, and I'm out!